don't be too eager to put the rhythm in. If you do, the minute you drift off the beat, you've got to stay off it and go back to. So he says that you must. That's got to be going. You can hear that, can't you? So that's got to be ticking inside you. Your first job, and always, is to sync. Is to sync your. Even though you tap your foot, that's fine. It's just externalising it for me. But you've got to feel that beat, and you've got to be in sync. And you can't be thinking too much about that. What you're looking for is when you fall out of sync, and then you've got to be really aware that if you go out of sync, you get back in sync. So without that, you're lost, right? So on top of that, the changes, you can just make the changes with me, which is. Sorry, occasionally you play the wrong chord. Sorry. Now, that's great. Now the next level is, you keep playing that. Now I can play subdivisions. So for every one of your foot, I'm playing 4. Now I can just mess around with the rhythm, and I can sort of do the thing on top of it. So but just so while you're playing. I can half that and just go. I put a little like flourish there, but I'm just basically playing like 40. Or I can go back to yours. I can. So I'm strumming. Now I'm doing it. That's it. And now I'm going back. And now I'll come back to you. So I'll be with you now on. Right. So all I'm doing is doubling up through the gears, and some of them don't really work for that song. It's quite, and I didn't do it particularly well, and not cleanly anyway. I was trying to illustrate from going 2, 2, 2, and then back to yours. Didn't do that clean either, but just say it's when you illustrate all the possibilities, you don't ever. It's a little bit like we were just talking. You don't have to do all of that. It's the idea of it, because what you want to be doing is when the band are going, or you can get the drums are kind of like that. But the dynamic of the song sometimes requires you to stay with the drums and sometimes to drop off and just play the chord changes. And the point is if you start by syncing to the record and then listening and letting that go, but focusing more on the record, when the record changes, you change. As opposed to having this set of rules where I've got to play this for so long and I've got to play that for so long and this for so long. You just keep going. Do you see what I mean? It's like you more if you occupy the record more than you're playing, and you look back at your playing from the record, this makes a lot more sense. So I'll put it on again. I would recommend that you did really well, and you're starting to get the idea. Just get the ideas. You're welcome to actually try things, but the important thing is the minute that you lose the beat, or you drift, or your sync fails, you've got to recognise when that's happening, because you've got to get back on it. Otherwise, the longer you play when you're not synced, the more you'll get a habit of not syncing with the record. Yeah.